What's going on, gentlemen? Let's talk about today why she loses interest in you. I've got 9 points here as to why a woman loses interest in you. Pay attention, take pen and paper. I want you to take some notes. I will be referring to my notes just to remind myself. I've got a couple of notes written down. But this is a very serious issue because there's too many nice guys who are getting done over by girls who don't appreciate the nice guy, which is most, by the way. And to a point, I don't blame them. There's an element of challenge in human nature. We like to be challenged. We like to feel like we earned something. We like to feel like we had to work hard for the prize. If I gave you today a medal that says that you are the world's fastest runner, you just surpassed Usain Bolt's world record, and you didn't actually do it, you didn't actually do the work, you didn't actually put in the effort, the medal would be meaningless to you. So challenge is a necessary part of feeling like we earned what we worked for. And nice guys don't present enough of a challenge to women. And therein is our problem. When you are not presenting enough of a challenge to women, they don't feel like that you're worth it. They don't feel like you're a prize. So let's get into it. Firstly and foremostly, why she loses interest in you. You're too available. You respond to her text messages instantly. You call her back straight away. You're calling her back 10 times a day. Whenever she asks you to do something for her, click of her fingers, you're right there. As soon as she gets upset about something, you're pandering over her. What's wrong? Are you okay? You're too available. You're not rare. You're not elusive. Why do we value gold? We value gold because it's rare. Why do we not value grass? We don't value grass because it's everywhere. Be like gold, not grass. The more available you are to her, the less you are worth to her. It's a paradox. Get with the program. Number 2, you're too nice. Gentlemen, a man needs to have a sharp edge about him. And I know that women, they tend to bring out our softer side because they're feminine themselves and they bring out our feminine energy. The more time you spend around feminine energy, the more feminine you will by default become. And to a point, you do need to be soft with her. You do need to take off your hard shell and express some of your feminine energy. Yes, but too much of it and she doesn't like it. She didn't get with you. She didn't marry you to get with another woman. She married you because you're a man. So you can't be too nice. Let's say you want to go out with your friends and she's having a hissy fit about it. Well, tough shit. I'm going out because this is what I've arranged with my friends. She might not like it in the moment, but she will respect you for it in the long run. That you are a man who is able to say no. You're not the nice guy. No, you will not always pander to her. No, you will not always do as she asks. Yes, you don't mind upsetting her at times. You're not the nice guy. And this will make her value you and your time even more. Just as with the example of breaking Usain Bolt's world record, the only person who will value that is someone who genuinely put in the work to actually break it. If you didn't put in that work and then someone gives you that title, you know that you don't deserve it. You feel like you don't deserve it. It looks worthless to you. Don't be the worthless man to your woman. Be a man of worth. Don't be too nice. Number 3. This is a big one. You're not on your purpose. What does this mean? This means that you're not grinding. You're not pursuing an ambitious goal. Gentlemen, if you are not on your purpose, if you're not pursuing an ambitious goal, if you're not on your grind, you are not going to be able to satisfy a woman's hypergamous nature. Hypergamy is where a woman marries, she pairs up with a mate across and up dominance hierarchies. That is, she tends to want to get with someone who's as intelligent as her or more intelligent than her, as wealthy as her or preferably wealthier than her. And usually this is the case. It's the reason why you see these old Russian billionaires who are able to attract all these beautiful 20-year-old supermodels, because he satisfies their hypergamous nature. You must be on your purpose. You must be driven and ambitious, and that must be your primary focus. Your woman is secondary. She is not your primary focus ever. Your purpose, your goals, your ambitions, they are always your primary purpose. Because gentlemen, look, women come and go. Sad reality. Even your wife, one day she might not be your wife. You must be on your purpose. Pursuing your purpose firstly and foremostly before anything. Whatever time you have left at the end of the day, that's the time you give to her. That time that's leftover time, that's the time for her. For the most part, you are on your purpose. And again, she will respect you for it, and this will satisfy her hypergamous nature. Now, that doesn't mean you don't take a day off every now and again and actually have a time and day dedicated to her. No, you can do that every now and again. Just don't make it too common. For the most part, you must be focusing on your goals, your ambitions, grinding, getting up early, going to bed late, focused, tunnel hole, not opening your apps constantly and looking for your updates. She will not respect that. She will not value that. On your purpose. Number 4. What we got here? Can't even read my own handwriting. Right. You fail her competency tests. You fail her shit tests. This is a big one. Now, some women do this more than others, particularly the toxic type. But women in general like to competency test men, and there's a reason for it. You might know it as shit test. She wants to see, is this a strong man? I don't really know him. Is he a strong man? Is he a reliable man? Is he a man that I can depend upon? Is he a man that will stand up for himself? Because if he stands up for himself, then I know he will stand up for me. But if he can't stand up for himself, then I know for sure he will not stand up for me. So she might throw something your way one day. She might throw a curveball at you, intentionally trying to see if you will give in to her. And I'll give you an example from my experience. I used to have 3 wives at one point, and I made it clear to all of them, after a set time each day, I can't contact you and you can't contact me. What would they do? They'd message me. This time was usually 8 p.m. They'd message me at 9 p.m, 10 p.m, 11 p.m. Sometimes they would make out like it's an emergency when it's not. And I failed the competency test. I would reply, I would respond, thinking that by doing this, I would keep them happy. Oh, it's just a quick response, just a quick couple of words. Fail. Instantly, I failed. Instantly, I lost respect in their eyes. Do you want to know why? Because they knew if I was texting them at that time of the night, guess what that means? When I'm with her, it means I'm texting the other wife at that time of the night as well. Failed the competency test. So gentlemen, how do you pass these competency tests? Well, it's very simple. You have values and boundaries that cannot be broken. So long as you refuse to have your values and boundaries broken by any woman, you cannot fail a competency test. But you must first establish what your value and boundary is. I had a boundary. After 8 p.m, you can't contact me. And I won't be getting back to you even if you do. I broke my own boundary. And these women knew it. The moment you do that, you lose respect in their eyes. So be careful. Establish clearly what your values and boundaries are and never bend on them. You might have a value, as I do, particularly as a Muslim, that my wife cannot have any male friends. Not that she wants to, but I'm just saying, no male friends. And that's another point I will address later on. That's a boundary of mine. If you have a problem with your wife or your girl having male friends, you need to establish that and make it perfectly clear that you will not stand for it. And if she refuses to get rid of her male friends, that you will leave. Period. You need to have that mindset, gentlemen. This is how you win the respect of a woman. Moving on. Number 5. You're too dependent upon her, or you think she's irreplaceable. Let's focus on the last part of that. You believe she's irreplaceable. You believe you will never recover if this woman leaves your life. And now, if you haven't been through a tragic breakup already, it's going to be very difficult for you to be able to relate with me right now. A heartbreaking breakup. But I just need you to understand this. There is nothing that teaches you more lessons, very few things that teach you more important lessons in a relationship than a heartbreaking, devastating breakup. Because whilst you're going through that breakup, you feel and believe like you can never recover, like you will never get over this. And it's just not true. You get over it like it never existed. It takes time. It might take a few weeks. It might take a few months. It might take a few years. For me, it took a few months. But eventually you reach a point where your heart just flips 180 and you realize how much better you are for not being in that relationship anymore. Now, you must, even whilst you're in a relationship with a woman, be able to look her in the eyes and you don't say a word, but you just think to yourself, I love this woman and one day I might not. Period. Abundant mindset. I love this woman and one day I might not. If this woman breaks my values and boundaries, I will not love her anymore. If you can imprint this into your mind, this mindset, you will become so desirable to her. It's a needless, it's not a needless mindset. It's a mindset of you are not in need of anyone except your Lord. You are not in need of her for your happiness. You're happy. You will remain perfectly happy if she leaves. You know you can carry on with your life. Not just that, you will find a better replacement for her. Now, you don't need to say this to her. You just need to believe it in your mind, know it in your heart, and it will demonstrate itself in your actions towards her. You will be able to implement consequences when she breaks your values and boundaries. You will be able to pass her competency tests, her shit tests, because you know this woman's replaceable. You love her, but not to the point where you feel she's irreplaceable. Gentlemen, they're all replaceable. Every last one of them. Never think this woman is the be all and end all of my life. And I secretly wish upon you to go through a devastating breakup. I don't know if that's the right thing to say, but it's one thing you hearing me talk about it, and it's another thing you experiencing it firsthand. It's completely different. Your understanding of love and its true dynamics and human emotion in general is enhanced massively. But for now, if you've never been through this, just take my word for it. They are all replaceable. Never ever make a woman feel like she is not replaceable. This is a big mistake. Okay. Number 6, and I touched on this earlier. You tolerate her male friends. Now, I don't care whether you're religious or non-religious, whether you're Muslim, whether you're not Muslim, Christian, Jew, atheist. It doesn't matter. What I'm about to tell you is a cardinal law that cannot be broken. Men cannot be friends with women. Women cannot be friends with men. You cannot have female friends as a man, and she cannot have male friends as a woman. You are a man. You know deep down in your heart, in your balls, how you feel about your female friends. Be honest with yourself. If you're a man, if you are worth the salt, worth your salt, you know that you can't have female friends. There's no such thing. If she made herself available to you one day, your friend, your best female friend, and she said to you, you know what? Let's just get it on tonight, man. I'm just feeling horny. I've just had a bad day. I really want. What would be your answer? Right. you know what your answer would be. You'd be there in a flash. And I say to you equally, your wife, hopefully your wife don't have male friends, your girlfriend, if you have a girlfriend, whatever the case may be, and if you're a Muslim right now, young man, you need to get married. You need to get married. You need to marry her. Either way, understand this. She cannot have male friends. Think how you think about your female friends. Think about how you think about your female friends. That's how her male friends are thinking about her. You can't tolerate that nonsense. You're a man. You can't tolerate that nonsense. And you make it abundantly clear to her that you will not stand for it. And if she doesn't like it, she can go. Because you will be able to replace her with someone who doesn't mind it, who agrees with you, who's on board with it. Gentlemen, she cannot have male friends. Moving on. What have I written here? You told her you love her too soon. Big mistake. Big mistake. Never ever tell a woman you love her too soon. This will feel claustrophobic to her. This will feel like, in her mind, she will be thinking, why does this man love me? He doesn't even know me. That's what she will be thinking. Don't overly compliment her or validate her for that matter. You don't know her when you first met her. Let her work for it. Let her feel like she's earned your love. Be a man of value. Be gold, not grass. You have to work hard for gold. It's expensive. Grass, you can walk outside right now and pick some up in your hand. Never, ever tell her you love her too soon. You make sure that the dynamics of your relationship are well advanced before you get to that point. You drop the L word too soon, you've lost her. You've lost her interest, because the immediate question she will be asking herself is, why does this man love me? He doesn't even know me. And that's the truth. And the truth of the matter also is, the reason why you tell her so quickly that you love her is because you're selfish. You're selfish. You want her now, and you don't want to have to work for it. And you don't want her to wait. You don't want her to be available on the market of other men who could look at her. You have a scarcity mindset, a poverty mindset. You look at her and think, let me tie her up real quick. Let me get this woman under wraps real quick. I'll tell her I love her. Big mistake, huge put off for men and women alike, but women in particular, because they're more emotionally in tune. So don't drop that L word too quickly. You'll put her off. Number 7, you're indecisive and you don't take the lead. A woman wants a strong man. She wants a leader. She wants a man that she knows and feels is going to take her places, is going to move her in a positive direction, who is not indecisive, who is able to pick from an array of options quickly. If you're the type of person who's indecisive, it's going to be a put off for her. Babe, what should we watch tonight for a movie? And she says to you, I don't know, what do you want to watch? And then you respond, oh, I don't know, what do you want to watch? Man, cut that nonsense out. Choose something even if you don't know what you want to watch. Just pick anything. She asks you, where would you like to go for dinner tonight? Pick somewhere. If she doesn't like it, she'll say. If she wants to go somewhere else, she'll make her opinion heard. But if she's asking you, the chances are she doesn't know herself. And she wants you to take the lead and make a decision. So do that. Man up. Take the lead. Make a decision. It doesn't even matter if it's the right decision. It doesn't matter if it's a dead movie. It doesn't matter if it's a bogus restaurant. The point is, you made a decision. You made a call. And I gave you trivial examples there. It can be taken to all sorts of examples, particularly the big examples. Maybe you're deciding where you want to move to, where you want to live, what your budget is, what you can afford, what you can't afford. If she's asking you for your advice, the chances are it's because she doesn't have the answer herself. So take the lead, don't be a pussy, and don't be afraid to make a decision. Whether you get it right or wrong is largely irrelevant. She just wants to see from you that you have the capacity and ability to lead. So lead. And number 9, the last one, you shower her in compliments. You overly validate her. Once again, this goes back to our example of the grass and the gold. What do you value? Gold. Why? Because it's scarce, it's rare. There's not much of it. Why don't we value grass? Because it's everywhere. If you overly validate her, you overly compliment her, you're telling her she's so beautiful 20 times a day. You're telling her you can't be without her. You love how she does this and you love how she cooks that, or whatever it may be. Your compliments become worthless. They carry no weight. They're like grass. There's nothing to them. Nothing at all. So do not overly validate her. And in the beginning stages, don't validate her at all. When you're first meeting a sister, you're first meeting a woman that you're considering, don't validate her. Nothing. If she's made a great job to make herself look beautiful, on those first couple of occasions that you see her and you see that she's made a great effort, drop a very plain compliment, if you want to drop a compliment at all. Man, you're not looking bad today. Oh, you're definitely not ugly. Just something small like that. Those scraps that you throw out, there will be an affront to her, a slight affront. And she will work harder and harder to chase your validation. Harder and harder. So don't overly compliment her. Don't overly validate her. In the beginning, yes, you're going to have to pursue. You're going to have to be the one who tries to woo her. Just don't overdo it. The moment you overdo it, your compliments, they become worthless. They become meaningless. They carry no weight. There's no value in them. Be a man of value. Be a man who, when he says something, your woman is paying attention. She's listening to you. She values what's coming out of your mouth. All right, gentlemen, drop a comment. Let me know what you think. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well. Share this with them. Share this with a friend of yours. I'm sure you have a friend who's been through a situation like this. The nice guy, the proverbial nice guy, who just can't seem to keep a woman. He just can't seem to keep a woman. Share this with that guy. Take care, gentlemen. Signing out.